Satirical summary. The Recall Follies, a masterclass in mismanagement. Friday's special meeting about the recall wasn't so much a deliberative gathering as it was a live-action case study in denial, deflection, and dramatic irony. Patty's performance, Trust Me Bro, the musical. Treasurer Patty O'Brien took the stage armed with the soft glow of self-approval and a thesaurus full of adjectives to describe her own greatness. She waxed poetic about her impeccable stewardship and visionary financial leadership, briefly pausing to admit that, yes, she did in fact violate the bylaws, but only in the noble pursuit of excellence. Her defense could be summed up as, sure, I broke the rules, but I did it beautifully. In short, trust me, bro. Jan's folksy fireside chat, The Martyrdom of St. Bocce. Board Secretary Jan Blackwelder followed with her trademark mix of condescension and comedy, reminding everyone again that she is a volunteer who sacrifices endlessly for the good of the community. We humbly note that after all this suffering, she deserves a few perks, like, say, a $60,000 bocce court, purely as a symbol of gratitude, and apparently not a financial decision that violates fiscal restraint or reason. She spoke as if Thomas Jefferson himself had promised her a shrine to bocce in the Declaration of Independence. Ooh. Kathy's confession. Everybody's doing it. Vice President Kathy Cake stepped up next to admit she too had violated the bylaws. But don't worry, because according to her logic, everyone else did it before her. This historic tradition of non-compliance apparently renders it perfectly acceptable. Then came her rambling segue into the elected versus appointed replacement argument, which sounded like a half-remembered civics lesson rewritten by Google AI after 3 glasses of boxed wine. Verdict: incoherent but confidently delivered. Tommy's TED Talk, How to Say Nothing with 1,000 Words. President Tommy Oakley treated the audience to a rapid-fire burst of corporate management speak. It was impressive, really. So many words, so little meaning. His sentences sounded like they were written by a malfunctioning bot trained exclusively on POA newsletters and PowerPoint slides from 1998. Every time you thought he'd made a point, he shifted into another dimension of vagueness. The members' segments, hurry up and sit down. Between the officers' self-congratulatory monologues, actual property owners were allowed to speak, briefly, before being rushed, interrupted, or drowned out by hecklers from the audience or board. The public comments, ostensibly the reason for the meeting, were treated like an annoying intermission between board soliloquies. Tommy couldn't seem to decide whether they were making motions, discussing, or just improvising parliamentary procedure on the fly. The confusion extended to whether online or in-person speakers were next, creating a dizzying display of procedural whiplash. Final verdict. The meeting was a clusterfudge of contradictions, chaos, and condescension. A shining example of what happens when people mistake tenure for competence. The recall, it seems, can't come soon enough.